Hello YouTube, this is Market Driven. Today I'm going to be doing a different type of video. I'm going to be talking over one of the tools that I use in my everyday as a used car appraiser. I've been inspecting cars for the past 14 years. I like looking for cars. I like looking for freaking damage. I like looking for structural damage. And it's really important that you don't miss those things, especially when you're looking at giving an evaluation on the vehicle. One mistake, for example, missing core support, missing frame, missing structural, or even missing paint, prior paint, could cost you thousands, especially when you start talking about Porsche, right? And you start appraising a Porsche. Having prior paint on that car is very valuable. A lot of customers on those vehicles are really in particular, and especially when you start looking to retail on the wholesale side, a lot of wholesalers are real picky when it comes to prior paint. I don't buy a lot of prior paint cars, especially from the auction, because it lets me know that it's probably that something's been done with the vehicle. But to be fair, you are paying a lot more money when the car's not prior paint, just because a lot more dealers are interested in the non-prior paint cars. So as an appraiser, I've looked at I look at vehicles and I appraise them with a paint reader, right? And what a paint reader does, it measures the paint thickness. The higher the paint thickness, it could usually mean that the car's been in an accident. Now, there are some vehicles that are manufactured with a super high paint thickness. Now, those type of vehicles, you are going to catch them. I believe one of them would be, I think a couple Hyundais and a couple GM products do have high paint thickness, which is important to look at and to know. And sometimes, these vehicles are built differently. Body panel, like for example, like a Honda, the hood, fenders, doors, and trunk, poly panels that you can remove, they're all going to be pretty much dipped in the paint at the same time. The car goes into a paint and comes out, so the paint thickness is always going to be the same compared to a Porsche. You're going to get the fender, the doors, the quarter panel, but the hood, you're not going to get it most of the time painted the same. I've seen that before. There's some vehicles, they'll put them together, it has a different type of paint thickness. And it's important to know that, especially as a used car appraiser, over the years, I've learned, okay, this is actually normal. And when you start to realize, okay, the hood has a high thickness, it could have been uncommon. You pop the hood, I see even these screws moving around on the hood latch, or even in the bottom where the core support, okay, or even like you start seeing plastic being moved around, then that's really an indicator that there's been some work done. But you start doing a lot more research and you start finding if there's any more damage that's done. Really important to catch. So this has saved me thousands. This is actually where I've learned on the Fender Splender how to appraise vehicles. I use this every day. It taught me, okay, this is what to look for, what to not look for, and this is how I learned. It's a good investment, just because with this I was able to catch cars, which taught me a lot more about cars, and furthermore on that. But this is also a paint thickness reader. This is a lot more old school. This is electronical. This is more mechanical. It's super simple. It's literally a pen. A service manager actually gave it to me. It's a gift, and I figured this is really cool. So this metal piece right here clips onto the body panel. Let's just say this is the door. Clips on right there, and then whatever thickness it catches, it moves out. So it starts at a 14, and then which is a pretty high thickness of being painted like that, and then you get the higher it goes, boom, it moves. So like for example, like a Honda is usually around 4 to 6, what I've seen. So it would end up going right there, which will let you know is normal. Pretty simple, because you can just go body panel by body panel, and then boom, 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 it catches it right away. Pretty cool pen, right? The thing about appraising cars too is you have to be quick. Especially when you're at work at a high volume store, or you're at the auction. A lot of cars are going in and out, and you have to be quick. And I think the pen would be cool, because you can just boom, okay, read, and if it's a high, if it's right away, it lets you know that it's been painted right away. This is a more electronical version of it. This is where I've learned. I'm not sponsored by them, but this is the tool I learned. So this is the one I ended up buying for myself to carry around. I know a lot of stores out there, they have this for the used car manager, or they order for the used car manager so they can have. I've used Alcometer before. That one's a good brand too. I just stick to what I know, so this would be it. Pretty cool. I mean, get a finger grip and then just go one panel by panel, and it tells you. And when you start reading when that's off, you start doing some more research on that. Usually you know, a lot of cars, what I've seen is between 4 to 7. You start getting anywhere higher in the teens or in the double digits, you start to realize there's a lot more damage there. And then you start doing a lot more research. When you start seeing a 14, you know, lets you know that the body shop, you know, had to use a lot more Bondo on there and the thickness. I seen somewhere it's like infinity, so it could have like a close to a 1/4 inch of just paint, you know, Bondo on there, and plus the paint, and then plus the clear. It adds up, you know, overall. So yeah, it's one of the cool tools that I've used. I also use an OBD scanner, which I'll do a breakdown on one of those too. I have two, a Bluetooth and a bigger one that I've used. It actually measures ABS codes. But yeah, wanted to go over this, kind of give you, when we're starting off, you know. To be fair, I know a lot of used car managers and a lot of buyers at the auction are going to look at you and be like, what are you using this for? You don't know what you're doing. Usually, you know, over the years, I've become close experience, and I touch the end of the panel, and roughly right there I'll tell you. But sometimes you just need to know, and you need a kind of validation of what you're looking for, and this is what helps. You know, paint reader will be a good help for you, especially when you're starting off and you're buying cars and you're looking at vehicles and you want to make sure that you don't miss anything. Yeah. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to help them. I'll do a breakdown on one of the cars in real life, so you can see how it measures and what it gives you. Thank you, and have a good day.